everybody, and welcome to our coverage of the next 2 episodes.
Nexo Knights!
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that reminder of what we're talking about. The next 2 episodes of Nexo Knights. I think one's called The Night Code, and then the next one is Fright Knight. Yeah, there we go. And I like the puns.
Double recap.
Like the rhymes. It's real nice. So we're going to be doing these 2 episodes. It's going to be great, episode 4 and 5. Without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. I'm Meso.
I'm Eljay.
And I'm XX Trooper.
And once again, as always, our nice little disclaimer. If you want to watch the episodes, you have 2 options. You can either wait to watch them on TV and support LEGO, or you can just click the link in the description below for the purpose of this review episode. Either way, this video will not be the episode, it will be a review of the episodes. So without further ado, Eljay, go ahead and kick us off with a recap of The Knight's Code.
Alright, so I'm going to be honest. I went for framework reference for the Knight's Code, and it was like yesterday since I watched it.
I'll fill in the blanks if there are any.
Okay, how's the episode begin?
Eljay,
That's a really good question.
you are a person.
Oh,
Very
okay, yeah,
person.
I think it begins, they're doing their normal night thing, and they're doing training, I think.
Well,
Okay, so they're doing their training, Lance is being a stick in the mud.
I don't actually think so.
Let's see. Clay is doing his thing where he's like trying to get everyone to train. Aaron is being the best character because he's green. Macy
Nice.
is being Macy, and Axel is being a bottomless pit. So, general things they're doing. Meanwhile, let's see. The king is showing off the kingdom to a bunch of, I guess, investors, was it?
Yeah, it was like one guy
Yeah,
had
it
a
was
gold
investor
factory,
in the
one guy
land
was like
and
a
stuff.
strawberry farmer, I think.
No, I think he was a scrubbery. He scrubs things.
Whatever.
There was one
So-
farmer, and then there was one other guy.
Yeah, farmer, a scrub dude, and the gold factory. You're gonna like the way your gold looks. So he wants to show the kingdom to them, so they get on like a train and they set off. So Jestro, in the meanwhile, he finds another book. This is the Book of Chaos, and the book is open. And while it's open, there's like crazy weather, and all of his minions are flying back and forth. Well, he finds the book, feeds it to the Book of Monsters. And now he has chaos monsters that he uses this one guy to keep under control.
Beastmaster, I quite like that
Beastmaster.
guy. He's got like
Yeah, it's
ball and chain.
A completely new monster, as opposed to just
Exactly.
reusing, which I like. New characters.
So they introduce him, and they get basically the rolling fortress for Jestro that they use once.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. It's built by the Chaos Monsters, and it's kind of a mess. So they make that, and they go and attack several villages. And the next one they're going to attack is like Waterton. Well, the king is on his way, he's showing the investors the kingdom, etc., when all of a sudden they are ambushed by Jestro. Well, the knights intercept that, and at this point they have transformed Macy's father's RV into a fortress.
Eljay, you're
set
blending
off
the episodes.
Fortrix. Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
See, I told you it was yesterday, and you guys didn't have me on.
the
You guys didn't
Fortrix
have me on the
thing-
last coverage,
Yeah.
like a bunch of punks.
You're blending the episodes like Waterton and now the Fortrix. They just attack the train and they roll in on the
Okay,
vehicles.
so they just attacked the train. Thank you, Meso. For anyone listening, it's been a long day.
it's been a day. It seems to be a recurring
It's really
Yeah,
tired.
yeah, and for anyone else listening, I wasn't on the last coverage because these guys are a bunch of punks.
A bunch of smart people.
So
He
anyway,
was sleeping.
they attack the train, knights get to the train, antics ensue. It is crazy, it is phenomenal, it's a huge battle, and they suck. The knights absolutely, phenomenally suck. So, the train finally lands at some sort of a town, and Jestro, he reveals himself, he's like, I'm going to attack you, and the knights get there, and more antics occur at that rate, and they get another upgrade, and they beat Jestro, and he runs off.
Great episode.
Yeah, they work on their teamwork. Oh, and then at the end, apparently Clay has a book of the Knight's Code or something that no one knows where he keeps it on him. But he brings up the book, and it's his favorite book, and that's what they use in order to get great teamwork and turn orange And the book gets fried, and no less than 3 seconds go by when that loss is immediately rectified, and he gets an ebook.
Like a smart person.
Like a dumb person, physical for life. And that's the end of that episode.
Digitalizing everything.
Yup.
So now that I have recapped an episode I saw an entire 24 hours ago...
Excuses.
Egg reasons. Let's go ahead into Fright Knight, the episode we just saw. So
we're doing both recaps right away?
Oh, heck yeah, man.
Alright, let's go.
So the episode starts out, got the knights doing their knights thing.
Knights.
And... Huh?
No, just go.
And Jestro, in the meantime, is on, he's roaming around doing his thing. The knights go to a village. What was the name of the village? Tuffington?
Yeah.
Wait, seriously?
I think so.
I was joking.
I could be
You
wrong.
can't be
I
serious.
could be wrong, but I think it was that. Amiga.
Part of me wants to go look this up, but I don't have the time. So anyway, so they get to a village, and it's notoriously tough. All their citizens are like, hey, watch where you're going. It's basically like New York. So the knights get there, and everyone are a bunch of chickens. They're like, scared of everything. Everything. So they're
seem
trying
to
to
know
find
this episode quite a lot more than the other one.
Yeah, well, I wonder why. So they're trying to figure out why, and they find out there's a book in the area that's causing this, and they need to find the book quickly or else the effects will be permanent. Well, this caveat is immediately dealt with because Jestro finds the book and eats it. It's the Book of Fear.
Yes, Jestro ate it. It was quite delicious.
The Book of Monsters ate it. Thank you. So it's the Book of Fear, and you get some new fear monsters as well as Whipparella.
Whipparella!
Whipparella.
Thank you. Okay, and you know what? From now on, I'm just gonna call her like whipped cream. So anyway, so he gets these new fear monsters and whipped cream, and they set off to make the knights afraid. So the knights, it's dark at this rate. Knights go into the forest, and Clay is the first to go. And what whipped cream does is she hits someone with a whip, and that unveils their deepest, darkest fear. So Clay's was the fear of failing. I run around the whole forest trying to catch this monster that has a damsel in distress. Macy's was that of being a princess, so we're touching on that again. I'm concerned, but...
and not becoming a real knight. That's
Yeah,
the thing. It's not
thank
becoming
you.
a princess. It's becoming a real knight. It's okay to
Thank
be a
you.
princess, people.
Thank you for that. Let's see. Lance's was being ignored and not being popular and famous.
Yup.
And Axel's, what do you think it was?
I think he had a
hungry,
secret
forever.
character trait that we haven't seen yet that really fleshed it out.
No, it was food. It was food.
Yeah, it's another food thing.
It was food.
So anyway, they all get taken down one by one. Except for Aaron. And Aaron fights Whipped Cream. And he has no fear. He deals with her, no problem, and, they have this funny dialogue where, oh, hey, what about the dentist? What about heights, spiders, being completely naked, which they go with. And
He's naked in the episode, guys.
he is,
He's actually naked.
There's no getting around
Just
that.
features naked Aaron. Just putting that out there.
So, they do that. He's afraid of nothing. So Whipped Cream, she retreats, and she goes back to Jester. Well, Aaron gets the new power-up, which is basically Laval, the shield. And he goes around, brings out his Deus Ex out-of-nowhere armor. I don't know where he got it again. He goes around, he solves everyone's problems. He's the greatest character in the show.
It's just Aaron doing Aaron things, man.
Yeah,
just don't
it's
even
like
question
Aaron
it.
doing everything.
Okay, so anyway. So he goes around, he's doing the thing, he's really funny, and they find Jestro. And so they attempt to attack everyone, and it doesn't work. Antics ensue. Jestro gets hit by Whipped Cream's whip and sees his fear, which was basically episode 1 or 2. I forget. I think it was 1.
Yeah.
And he makes the Whipparella pun, being called Wimp-arella.
Oh, yeah, Wimparella.
Which
That's pretty good.
copy
Yeah,
gold right here, people.
Hey,
Wrecked.
thanks to Aaron. Rectorella. Anyway. So, they do that fight. The Knights win, but they don't pursue. And the reason being Clay... Well, the reason being they still have, like, 15 more episodes. And Clay didn't want to because they're supposed to protect the downtrodden. And he seemed pretty... And Jester seemed pretty down and trodden. So they decided not to go after him.
Yeah.
They're trying to justify their plot armor.
Yes.
Pretty
So...
much.
We eventually find out Aaron does have one fear, and it is of literally nothing. He cannot stand doing nothing. And that is his fear. And the episode ends, and there's a good moral at the end, which I've seen a severe lack of ending morals, which is everyone has a fear. And that's where it ends.
Fascinating.
I was just going to jump on this episode, but we actually need to talk about the previous episode.
Yeah, I'll be real.
first.
I didn't really like episode 4 that much, to be quite honest.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
wasn't
liked
big on it.
episode 4 because we had like one of the best characters that we've seen so far, which is Mr. Fancy Pants. That's literally his name. That little robot, which for the entirety of the episode tried to make the tour very comfortable for everyone inside the train. So he pretty much the entire focus of that episode was Mr. Fancy Pants trying for the kings and the investors to not see that they're actually being attacked by an army of monsters.
That was funny a couple times, but they just kept doing it. And also, it felt like the episode 5. It was a bit fresh because we had the whole fear aspect. With episode 4, it was quite formulaic. It felt like I had already seen it. New book, new monsters. Oh, they try to fight them without their powers. They get wrecked. Big surprise. Nexo powers, and they instantly win.
I mean, this is
It was
how it's
basically
gonna
the
be.
other episode.
This episode wasn't.
Location.
This episode wasn't like that.
I mean, that's how it's gonna be for a little while.
But it wasn't. Episode 5 wasn't like that.
Yeah, it was.
But what else happened in episode 4?
Not much. They had the Knights Code.
That's exactly what episode 5
Really?
was too.
Really? So episode 5...
We'll get to episode 5, okay?
Okay. Fine.
We need to do some justice for episode 4.
Episode 4 was
There's people
cool.
out
It,
there-
it certainly wasn't bad. I would say it was.
Some people probably loved episode 4.
It was a fun
like
episode.
we should.
just
but I
didn't
can't
like
remember
it.
much of what
Episode
happened.
3 is my favorite so far. I don't think it was as good as episode 3, but it was still a fun episode. It had funny moments. I liked Beastmaster. He was cool.
Yeah,
And,
that's something we should give credit for because that's something that I had a big fear of. Is that they on their website and in their products you can see that they have a lot of characters from the monster side of things, and they're quite different aesthetically and so far in all the episodes, the only thing we'd seen was the exact same monsters. We had Burnsy and we had the Cyclops, but we didn't see much of the other guys. So when they introduced a completely new character, the Beast Monster guy, he's not the most special of all these characters, but he's something new.
I like him. He's cool.
He's cool, but he didn't really bring something completely new aspect to the episode. While the transition to episode 5, we had a brand new character on the monster side of things, which also brought something new to the series that we hadn't seen before as well.
Yeah. This is quite right.
That's probably what Meso liked.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing more of the monsters as they come into play. Because, you just posted this picture. I'll throw it up in the video. There's quite a lot of varied monster designs.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and the Whipperella and Lavaria has gotten quite a lot of attention from the fans, and there's been a lot of attention towards something they refer to as waifu status.
Wow.
So
no.
you'll see a lot of pictures of the people buying the ultimate powers, the packets that you get a character and a lot of accessories,
Yeah.
and you just see tagline on it, just waifu acquired.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It's great, but I honestly love all these new characters.
Yeah. They're quite cool.
Yeah, they look good.
Joe, what did you think of
But,
episode 4?
Episode, I thought it was fine. It's followed the generally same formula, and nothing out of the ordinary. Definitely not as good as episode 3, but I don't think it was that bad.
While we're here, what did you think of episode 3?
Oh, yeah. Because the
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
left
yeah,
me
yeah,
out of
yeah,
that. Thanks.
Yeah, just go,
And
go.
You took my line, Meso. I don't appreciate
I
it.
did take your line.
Yeah, episode 3 was phenomenal. It was really great. I feel like that is where the show hit its stride, and it's really coming into its own. I like all the dynamic between the characters when it's not overplayed, and I just liked how that episode went. It had a nice flow to it.
That's what I liked
enjoyed
about it. You said it hit its stride, and I remember us saying, like, Chima hit its stride in episode, 12. Nexo Knights is going to episode 3. They're going off. They're starting off strong. So.
Yeah, like you guys talked about that, already right away. You feel something for these characters. They don't feel two-dimensional.
Yeah.
We have some sort of character development right away, as opposed to
Except for Axel.
No,
except for
yes.
Axel. Yeah,
Except for Axel.
he's a bottomless pit.
He is just a void.
But yeah, Eljay, did you catch the Chima reference?
Yes, I
cameo?
saw the Chima Easter egg, and
Yeah,
that was really funny.
cool.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
Yeah, they did that in Ninjago too.
Yep.
Really?
Chima's legacy
Oh, yeah,
lives
you
on.
didn't see that?
X doesn't.
I literally have seen no Ninjago. So,
Oh my
sorry.
gosh, you gotta
You should
get
give
on
it a
that,
chance.
man.
I know it sometimes seems like too crazy for you, like set wise, but the show is quality stuff, which is good.
I don't know. At least Nexo Knights has got the shtick for me
All right,
this time around.
fair enough. Well, let's get into episode 5, and why I think it was it's a bit better is because Eljay, you were like, episode 5 is exactly what episode 4 is.
Well, I mean, the general formula.
There you go.
know.
In episode 4, did Jestro get a new monster? Let's do a checklist. Jestro got a new monster. The Nexo Knights fight the monster. They get wrecked. They have to upgrade with Nexo powers. I guess, technically, if you want to define getting wrecked as being manipulated and having their fears exposed, fine. The template continues. I don't group that in the same category because they didn't try to fight.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
yeah, because they were beaten before the fight started, except for
It
Aaron.
was a chance for character development
Aaron
rather
can't be
than
beaten.
flailing around and jumping and like hitting balls with your swords and they bounce around, not doing
I
anything.
mean, like, listen, Meso, if we get into a fight and I exploit your worst fear, which is like never having a Walmart again, and that cripples you from that fight, you lose. That's an immediate KO.
Yep.
So,
And it's also character growth.
yes.
Now riddle me
Yeah,
this:
sure.
what character growth is obtained by them like not doing their job and not using their Nexo powers right away and hitting the ball monsters with their swords and not doing anything?
Last episode, they learned teamwork was important. Meso,
they learn
had that
teamwork?
whole spiel about learning teamwork and Clay being the leader and so on.
I
and so
thought
forth.
we had already addressed
Yeah,
the
and
teamwork.
in this episode, we learned that nobody's perfect. Everyone has their fears.
Exactly.
Yup.
So the formula retains its
From what I
compactness.
recall, we already learned a decent bit about the teamwork thing in episode 3. It wasn't fully fleshed out, but it was still there.
and it was finalized in episode 4.
Which is again why it felt like a retread to me.
Like,
Nothing
certainly,
there.
not arguing that, but the formula is still the same.
Well,
Nexo Knights, the Knights go to a town, all of a sudden, Jester gets new book, new monsters, new character with lines, Nexo Knights go and fight them, something happens, and then they get upgraded and win.
Well, I think that's more connected to what this show really is. I mean, this is a bread and butter monster of the week formula. That's literally what the trope is called.
Yep.
And for them to round up a story in one episode, this is pretty much how they're going about it.
Some
But then
people
again,
don't
it
like
is a kid's
that,
show.
but I appreciate that they've set up this world to where they can do that to sustain the show. And eventually, if
Yeah.
we get into more overarching stories, that's fine and good. But like, I'm okay with them doing this to build up the characters and build up the world and stuff.
I think this is just universe building, because what they've established, with what they have so far, is that in the future they can have special kind of books, and they can literally bring in any type of kind of monsters from anywhere. They just have like, oh, this is the underwater monsters or coming from the sea.
Yeah, all these
Something
monsters
along
are
those
fire
lines.
monsters. Maybe next year we'll have
Yeah.
like, I don't know, some other kind of monster.
I just like that they have consistency and they have something to build on later, so that if this show is successful, they can build on it without it feel like everything is just forced in. Like now there's dragons out of nowhere. Like, where do they come from? Well, no, they come from the monster dragon book.
That's how
so
it felt
we're
like
good.
with Chima sometimes, where they had like all the phoenix are suddenly like there. The phoenix.
Yeah, they just suddenly arrived. Like, where were they?
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like this is a good start. And I did like episode 5. I quite liked it. But
like I said, I just like that they did two things. They brought something new to the universe, and they brought a new character. That's something that I like them doing more of.
Yep. Eljay, what did you think of episode 5?
That is great. Aaron is the best
Character.
Like, he is so good, and it just goes to show you, any character in a LEGO series that is of the color green is perfect. And, I mean, Aaron's scared of nothing. Lloyd is the chosen one. Lee was better than all the other Toa, undeniably.
Very deniably.
So, all the green characters are simply the best characters. So that's why, if I were ever to be illustrated in anything, I would be green.
So anyway,
do we have an understanding?
So anyway, back to the show.
All right, so Eljay likes green. Nothing new there. All right, episode 5.
But no, episode 5 was fantastic. I like the character development. Aside from Axel, Axel is, gosh, dang it, he's funny. There was a lot of funny moments with Axel. Yeah. I will say. Like, you know, when he was going, no.
Well, it's like they didn't want to make him a generic, stupid, brute guy, so they went the route of just being hungry all the time. But they're playing it up so much, it's like his only character trait. Kind of with Lance, too. With, like, the whole egotistical, lazy thing. That's, like, all he is, but he showed a couple moments where there is other stuff.
I think Lance is okay, because what you have in all these series is that everyone's just blindly following the quote-unquote leader character, but Lance is just like, just chill, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really the case with him.
It's more prevalent with
Axel, I really hope that the thing with Axel is that he's hungry, which is why he's kind of slow on the uptake, but when he's eaten, and when he has a full stomach, that's when he is at his highest intellect, and he's like a visionary. He's like, yes, I believe that the Picassos were subpar in comparison to yada yada, and he like gets into all this hypothetical.
I hope they don't do that because they already did that with the rhinos. But
well, yes, Meso, they did do that with the rhinos, only because the rhinos had their like beast things there, like the rhino had the legend beast.
Yes.
But this would be a good way that plays into the character, like, because when you're hungry, you're not yourself.
All right, commercial.
Yes, yeah, I'm glad you caught that.
Go eat at McDonald's and then you'll be yourself.
So it's like, it would make perfect sense that he's hungry all the time, so he's kind of a little slow, but when he's eaten, it's like, heck yeah, let's rock and roll.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah. I don't really think they'll do too much with Axel, but I'll take 4 out of 5 any day, because they have a female character that's her greatest fear is that she's a princess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's... I think they've done a lot with these characters, and I think they have enough depth for a Lego series. Yeah. If you see what I mean.
They can carry a show. Like I have faith in this crew.
They have enough development so that they can do an episode that might focus on one character.
Yeah.
That's how I define it. And that's probably something we'll see in the future, that we'll have like these character traits that we saw in this episode fleshed out later.
Quite right. I hope that's the route they go. Anybody have any closing comments?
Just
naked Aaron.
Aaron is best. I'm enjoying the show, man. I like it.
It's a good show.
I definitely think episode 3 has thus far been its strongest point, and I'm excited to see it continue.
Yup.
All the flaws of the entire series, though, can be averted by them just getting Google Fiber, though, because they just seem to always lose their Nexo powers. Something along those lines, and if they just got Google Fiber, they'd be good.
Yeah, I question the Nexo powers. I question the logistics of them, why they would never just have them always turned on.
Well,
well, that consumes power.
True.
I guess, and as much as Morlock can do. But
they have a data cap on the 4 tracks. They can't really, can only transmit a certain amount of data per month. They have to be sparing.
Oh yeah, they have mobile data or something.
Yeah, costs too much money. They need the guy to set up shop at the golds thing in the country before they can afford that. All right.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're doing with all these characters, and I liked Whipperella as a character, and I hope to see more of her later. And yeah,
That's pretty much that.
Yeah. So yeah, I also like a lot of some of the humor with the fourth wall comments, like with Clay in his book. He brings his book out, and Aaron's like, "Where do you put that, man?"
Yeah.
oh
You know what?
yeah.
I don't want to know.
There's a lot of humor, but I'm guessing that's like that's a common theme in these Lego series. I mean, I quite like the Cyclops as a dentist.
Yeah,
They went-
that was funny.
They went all out with those. I don't know if that's something you see in Ninjago and Chima.
Not really. But in Ninjago, we have characters like the mailman and Dara.
Oh,
You should watch
Yeah, let's not
Ninjago.
go
Man.
there.
You should watch Ninjago. I'm sure you would walk away enjoying it.
all right.
One
all right.
day.
Well, let's
Okay.
let's end on that note.
Okay, fair enough. That's it. Thank you all very much for watching our coverage of Nexo Knights, Episode 4 and Episode 5, The Knight's Code, and Fright Knight. I think we'll be doing 2-episode coverages for a while now, just because there's more to talk about if you do it that way, and we can go on for a more reasonable amount of time. And also, it won't flood the channel, so you can stay tuned for that over the next week or so. I don't actually know if they're going to keep airing them every day, or if they're just going to stop after a while and do weekly. I don't really know, but we'll be on the ball as it happens, so thank you very much for watching. Be sure to check us out on Vessel at vessel.com/the TTV channel for 1 week early access to all of our content. And hey, join the discussion on the TTV Message Boards at board.ttvpodcast.com. We've got a Lego section. You can talk about Nexo Knights there. And stay tuned for the next coverage/review of this series as it continues. I'm Meso.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Sex Trooper, and also please tell in the comments which is the best grill between Lavaria and Whipperella.
Oh my
Best waifu 2016. But yeah.
See you all next time. Farewell.